The public has been at the forefront of dictating how this site has been excavated, interpreted. Our original plan called for us to backfill the site, cover it over, grass it over, and the outcry from the public has been loud and it has been swift.
The mayor and the Park Service held a design competition. That plan probably will have to be either abandoned or greatly altered. The archaeology here is so important. We found an underground passage that would have been used by servants and slaves, and we found a bow window. That's the predecessor of the Oval Office. And those things are so real, and they're much more important than anything that could be created.
They would like this authentic experience to be incorporated into the interpretation of the site. And in a world where virtual reality has become commonplace, I think that to have the original foundations, to know that these were the original walls in the original spaces, has an extremely powerful component to it that captures the imagination.
At this point, we're getting 4,000 to 5,000 people a day. I think people are looking for some way to connect with history.
When I speak with African Americans, they are often relieved to see that we are telling a truth with archaeology that maybe history has either skirted, minimized, not highlighted.
There was a prominent African American woman who was here. She doesn't know any of her ancestors beyond her great-grandparents, so that for all she knows, one of the 9 enslaved Africans in this household could have been one of her ancestors, and therefore she feels an obligation to regard them as her own ancestor, to adopt them as her own ancestor. And I think that is something that is widely felt.
With white Americans, I often see a certain regret and a certain need to apologize for our founding fathers. The platform has been a place where the American public has come to grips with aspects of our history in ways that history books have not been able to get at and have not been able to foster. I think so many people have been drawn to the site because as archaeologists, we know always that people are mesmerized by archaeology. They find it fascinating. And so in and of itself, the discipline has its own attraction. Frequently, you can't see what's going on in archaeological sites, so to open it up to the public also enabled them to be able to come and watch the process, to observe not only how an archaeological site unfolds in all of its phases and iterations, but they were also able to watch all of these discoveries emerge from the ground.
I think the idea of just a grade level plaza has to be gone because what we found is too important. Whether that means a tunnel underground with an underground viewing area for these things, or whether an entire underground museum, those are now the questions.